Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bees in a Pod. I'm your host, Mo.
I'm co-host Mash.
And we are here with a rare specimen, a rare beast, Marwan, Elmessiah.
Hi.
Marwan, who are you?
Marwan.
He's Marwan. So Marwan is, just full disclosure, this is my brother, blood brother. We don't look alike, but that's because he's secretly adopted. So Marwan has had an interesting journey here. I'll let him introduce himself properly in a moment, but just some background. Marwan currently is our content creator, so all of the amazing videos you see on our TikTok and Instagram are him. He was a former young person. He actually joined LIC. I think if you go on our YouTube and you go deep dive into the YouTube, you're going to see
I already know what videos he's talking about.
there's a video from a community event where Marwan is he's got like vampire makeup or something when he was like 7 years old. But yeah, so Marwan's been around for a while, but he formally joined B Leaders, and the rest is history. So Marwan, give us a little insight into who you are, your journey with LIC up until now.
So I joined B Leaders in 2019, and then lockdown came. So then it extended into 2020, and then everything was just online, and it was alright. But everybody in the group just enjoyed it more face to face. Everybody was complaining. They're like, I don't like these online sessions. It's way better face to face because I can actually know the people. And then we went on our residential.
Oh, the infamous was that? Did I come with you guys?
Yeah, no, you came on one day, and then you just went.
Right, that's
you came,
right.
got your footage, and went.
Yeah, for some reason I was not allowed to attend the residential, so I drove down. I drove down for one day. This place is quite far. It was in Hindley, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was far.
It was like an hour and a half drive. It's not bad, but bro, it's still long. So you guys had like your whole thing was online, right?
Half of it, no, like we saw each other face to face, like for like couple sessions, and then lockdown hit, and then everything just went online.
How was that?
It was weird because I was still used to it because of school.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I wasn't, because I didn't start college until the September after.
So how old were you when you joined?
16.
So what, you were in
just right after year 11.
Okay.
So I joined in year 11, and then yeah, it was just very weird because I wasn't used to online things, like online face-to-face kind of things like that.
What was it like moving from online to in person?
It was weird because you still had to do the social distancing with everybody.
Yeah.
Job was shouting at us, hey, get away from each other. Wear your masks. It was still very weird to get used to it.
Yeah. And how was it like interacting with the other people on the course compared to online? Because before that, you guys never met each other in person, right?
No, we did not, and half the people didn't have their face, like the cameras showing, so I didn't know what they looked like either.
Oh, so yeah, that's right.
I knew the names.
Online was the time where no one, like, the videos were off, mute, everything, so you wouldn't even know if they existed.
I knew their voices, but I didn't know what they looked like.
It was only
That's
if
crazy.
they put strict measures in, like, that they want to physically see your camera on, like, otherwise
we didn't
you're
do that.
sleeping and it's just in the background.
You know, it was funny funny in a dark way, because you know during COVID everything had to be digital. But do you remember we were doing boxing classes?
Oh yeah, that was funny. And we were just doing boxing classes. I think Mo's got a video of me doing boxing in my sitting room like this.
It was all boxing via Zoom. And
it was so weird.
Yeah, the instructor was at home and he was like, okay, 1, 2. And I just got a video of Marwan here. He set up the camera because I made him do it. Because it was part of a thing we were doing called Be Active. Yeah. Like it was an online campaign to try and help people stay healthy and active during the lockdown. And yeah, I was like, listen, you have to take part. You have to. And we set up the cameras. I was just Marwan like he had his laptop. And he was just like, 1, 2, 3.
That was a weird time.
But yeah, it was weird. But yeah, so you joined, you came in person, and then all of a sudden, Yeah, you meet people that you don't even know what they look like.
Yeah,
So,
it was very weird.
but was it quick to kind of? Your group was really good. Your group was very, very sociable.
It was good, but it still got a bit of time to get used to actually speaking to somebody face to face other than your family again.
Yeah.
It was weird. Yeah.
Did you feel like you lost the sense of your social skills because of
100%,
being in your
100%,
home, in your behind four
100%.
walls? You just like
Because in
sometimes you forget how
lockdown,
to speak to a person. You
swear.
just stuck
True.
at home.
in lockdown, I was just stuck with my family and like talking on PlayStation with my friends. So I was
Yeah.
just used to that. And when I was
Yeah.
speaking to somebody, I was stuttering like, it was
It's
just
true.
scary.
I think we might have a video somewhere. I don't think we've uploaded it, but I think I filmed the first session they had, and it was, I can't lie, it was mad awkward. But what can you expect?
Yeah.
It was crazy times.
Man, so all right, so talk us through from that point. So you've joined Head Start Action. How long how long was the full course?
1 year and a half, I think.
Year and a half. Because your one was a bit longer.
I think our one was extended, yeah.
Yeah. So talk us through. So you got up to Head Start Action. You come out of lockdown. You're in person. So continue your journey from there.
Yeah, so at that point, I wanted to pursue a career in law.
Mhm.
And then I slowly realized
Why?
because I was doing it in college
Okay.
and I found it very interesting. And then the more and more Mo was like talking me through the camera and media and stuff, I was just like, you know what? I might be good at this. Since I was young, I was used to being on camera because it's him and my other brother would just come up to me randomly, just start recording me. Like, do something funny, man. Do something funny.
I can't express. I have so much footage of him. I have footage from him from when he was a baby up until now, doing weird stuff, cancelable stuff.
Oh.
Weird things. He was a weird child.
Yeah.
He's still a weird adult.
So I got used to being on camera since then, and then I was like, let me just try out the social media thing, and then
Yeah.
what was it? My second year of college, I started doing volunteering here with the camera, my phone and stuff like that, and then towards the end of my second year of college, I started making videos that actually went up on LIC, and then I came and spoke to Saeed and stuff, and then I got my role here as a content creator.
So you got a job through credit, not your brother.
Exactly.
Just
I wanted to clarify
Yeah,
that.
it was through credit.
There was
I had to
no
prove myself.
nepotism involved. I was stayed clear of the process, and also you earned your place because we made the same offer that we gave to Marwan in terms of you take part in the sessions, you volunteer, you do some filming, we'll pay you. We gave that offer to everyone. He's the only one that took it up. Everyone else ignored it. So I know some of you are listening. Look, it's peak now. It's peak. Marwan's getting paid.
Some of them are my friends as well.
Yeah,
I'm sending this video to you straight away.
Yeah. So he got, and he's here. It's
A year now. It's been a year. Yes, October it was a year.
Yeah. So he's been here. Yeah.
He's living proof that grab the opportunity while it's
Exactly.
there.
Exactly. And the content's just been, I think if you look over the last year, the content just getting better and better. And now we're here now. Bees in a pod. Now he's on Bees in a pod. Yeah, I'm gonna get you ready to start editing these episodes.
These long videos. Yeah. I'm down.
Oh yeah,
I'm down.
But yeah, so now Marwan's here. So he's our content creator. He's been here for a while now, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's next. So what are you doing? So you said that you changed your mind from law and you wanted to look into content production.
Yeah.
So what's happening now?
So if media didn't work out for me, I was gonna just pursue being a paralegal. So I wanted to do that. I think it's a 2-year course.
Yeah.
You do your 2-year course and then you become a paralegal. So I wanted to do that, but media's worked out for me. So
you're studying that at uni now.
Yeah, I'm doing media and communications in uni.
How are you finding that? Have you learned anything useful?
No, it's mostly just theory. It's just theory. And it's like, it's not even new theory, it's old theory. How when media first started out, some interesting things. So
you're in an interesting place now because you, similar to kind of what me and Humaira were doing, where we took part of the program and now you're working for LIC. You're getting older now, you're almost hitting 20, you're leaving your teens, you're no longer a teenage baby anymore. So from your kind of perspective as a young person, like, what do you think are the biggest challenges that face young people right now? So I think literally like your age, I mean, I guess take us through maybe some of the challenges that were that young people are facing while actually COVID's a bit different. I can't even say while you were 16
No,
because
'cause
it's a
everyone-
different world.
Yeah, it was
And
different.
Let's
I don't
just stick
think
with
that
just now.
COVID wasn't specific
doesn't
to
count.
young people.
I mean, it was. I think they had their own challenges, but I guess right now, if you could kind of go through a few, what do you think are some of the biggest challenges?
I think definitely for one is just not taking the opportunities that are there. Because I know Tower Hamlets is just very pick and choose.
Yeah.
I think people just need to take the opportunities when they're given.
What do you mean pick and choose?
Like I know people, they have the opportunities there, but they would rather just go off and do something else. Try to find their own way there. But if you got the opportunity in front of you, I'll say take it. No matter.
Yeah.
Actually, it does depend what it is, but
yeah. So what other kind of challenges do you think young people generally are facing? What challenges? When I say you're a young person, so look into your immediate future because you've got 2 more years at uni or 1 more year at uni. 1 more year at uni, so you're almost like done. You're going to be a full-fledged member of society, and you're going to have to deal with some of the realities that come with that.
I think it's definitely experience, because one of the harder things is you can't get a job without experience. But when you're 16, you can't get experience. You can't get work experience. We offer that here at LIC, so
that's right. That's B leaders, isn't it?
Yeah, B leaders. So that's what I'm saying. B leaders actually helped me. So I got experience in here at LIC, and yeah, just at LIC.
Yeah, but a few of our other young people. So I think when he joined, again, he joined just as these programs were starting to get their foot in, but after his cohort, we started, because of his cohort, actually, because of the success of his cohort, we managed to go to other organizations like BNP Paribas and
Barclays, JP Morgan,
that's right,
Hill,
BPTW, all these amazing organizations. Young people are getting work experience there. A few of the young people are doing apprenticeships now. I think, was Nispa in your group?
Yeah, she was.
So she's doing apprenticeship.
No, she wasn't. She was in the one after me.
The one after, yeah. She's doing an apprenticeship, I think, at Hill. We've got a few people, man, that are doing really well. So experience is a rough thing.
It is very rough because you can't get any job without any sort of work experience. Like even a retail job, you go in, they're like, "Oh, do you have any experience in retail?" You're 16, you don't.
But even with retail, man, like you can obviously have you're limiting yourselves in terms of your career. So you can make money, you can make a career out of retail, but not everybody wants to do that.
Yeah.
What about young people want to pursue content creation or law? Law's a crazy one. Like that, I don't know how you even get round to getting work experience of law as a young person, just trying to expose
I think it relates to connections. A lot of people who are in that sector will often need to rely on family or friends who are in the sector themselves, who have an office or a place, like come and work with me on some of these things to just get an exposure to the field. That might be the case for most roles.
But you see, but that's where when it comes to racial equity, like this is a big thing that we're trying to overcome. And when it comes to specifically racial equity, because I mean, race and class are intertwined when it comes to some of the issues that we're facing, but especially young people now, tied exactly to what you're saying. People that have family that work or own or are in a big position, especially like the legal field, some of these competitive legal, medical, architecture, these specialized fields, they tend to be white middle class or richer. And people from our backgrounds often don't have that foot in the door. So a lot of these work experiences are not made available to us. When you go to school to get work experience, it's not often in places that are relevant to you. You get in some random place.
I think when I was in secondary as well, you had to find your own work experience.
You find your own, exactly.
Yeah,
they won't help you.
So how is that fair? How is that fair? Because if you haven't got an uncle or a dad or a family friend who works in these places, how are you going to get a foot in the door? I think that's what LIC are trying to do. I think that's one of the things that's amazing.
The LIC career fairs, when I was a young person here, they helped a lot because the connections that I got from that, especially we had networking events in, I think just after COVID passed. So they just brought us in extra doing networking events that helped with confidence, helped with boosting networks. And I still use some of those connections to this day to find people.
You know, I've noticed as well, definitely with the confidence thing, Marwan used to be some awkward child. He was some awkward child.
Yeah.
Especially when he joined LIC. Like, I was really trying to, like, we push all of our young people, push their boundaries all the time. I think it's one of the things that LIC does best. It's really important. They push my boundaries. But he was mad awkward. He just did not know how to talk to people. He did not know how to talk to new people, had to network with new people. And the careers fair, all of these kind of things, I
boosted it a lot.
Yeah, I see a big difference. Yeah. Because now, like, he was at uni, he was messaging me like, oh, we've got some people from Vice News here. I was like, yo, go talk to them. I was like, and he did chat to them and they're interested. We'll see. Hopefully get them on the podcast. But he's out there making connections. You know what I mean? So well done.
That's it.
Yeah, well done. So it's definitely
and you better than any one of us will know his development as well.
Definitely.
So, like you said, it's your brother, so you've seen him behind closed doors how he is.
But man, everyone at the team can definitely attest to that. Job would attest to that. Saeed would definitely attest to that. And yeah, it's like it's also making a point. It's not just you. It's a lot of the young people. Yeah, I'm seeing them making moves, and there are like some young people that that were joined in your course. I know they were somehow more awkward and difficult around people than you. And now they're doing amazing. Like, I see them randomly. I see them, like, you know, they're bubbly, they're personable, and they're making their way out in the world. Do you want another question?
Sure.
Do you want another question? Mash, do you want to pick one?
Go on, let's see.
All right. Mash, while you're looking for that, I've got a question for Marwan.
All right.
Marwan, you was talking about Mind the Gap earlier. So speaking of that, tell us about your experience about Mind the Gap and what it is.
Yeah, so I took part in Mind the Gap in around 2020 to 2021. We came in, did a little bit of painting with the elders, and then we started breaking the ice. And then we actually brought out the technology. We set it up for them, started talking through like how this works, how that works. We connected them with their friends and family, so they're able to talk with their friends and family when they're far away. And yeah, we bridged the gap between young people and elders.
How was that experience for you?
It was good because I didn't realize how much we have in common with the elders.
Like what? Like, do you have any examples that you remember?
Just like ideas that we have in this generation, like the prices of things going up. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about right now. Why are you putting such a hard question, man?
It's okay. It was a while ago. It was a while ago.
Too long ago.
I'm trying to remember to see if I can remember what some of the similarities were. I think a big thing was, linked to that is like the struggle, because they were around during I don't know if all of them were around during the Great Depression. Some of them were that old. Some of them were legit that old that they were around the Great Depression, or at least as a child. But they definitely experienced economic hardships, as you guys are, as we are.
Yeah.
Like, times is tough. Times are tough. I think Mash, you and I are lucky that we got social housing. I don't think I could definitely not afford
I was looking at like the private industry, and basically you would probably have to give your whole month's wage to be able to pay the rent, just to stay there, just the rent, because it can range from 1,200 to 2,000. I've seen places that 2,500 to 3,000. Now you gotta be earning ridiculous money to be able to afford that, first of all.
Yeah.
And if you were, then it's most likely something that you earn in a month. You have to blow it all on just having a place to stay, just being able to afford a home.
I do wonder, because I know the older generation had it difficult, but I don't know if housing was their issue. Because speaking of like throwback to what we was talking about in terms of challenges for young people now, housing is going to be your biggest
100%.
challenge. Without social housing, I don't see many young people being able to move out. I'm 28 years old. I'm on a decent salary. I could not afford to move out, not without going halves with someone. And even then, I wouldn't have money left over. I'd have to just keep working. You probably definitely have to work. Now I think it's a standard for people to work multiple jobs.
You have to.
You have to.
Mo, forget about houses. Do you know how today it was that tough? My wife was asking me, do any of your friends have gym memberships so we can go halves with them? Like, it's mental.
Which is illegal.
Yeah, okay. Well, then I don't know that. So,
which is illegal.
Yeah, thank you for letting me know. So, yeah, no halving gym membership.
Nice. It's difficult. So housing is the biggest one, but I like to wonder, like with the older generation, and I don't think housing was their issue, but they had other struggles when it comes to, especially financial. I don't know if it was like maybe with food, maybe because social there was more social housing back then. Because there's way less now, like way less available. Yeah. People have bigger families now. Overcrowding's, especially in town hamlets, overcrowding's mental. I know people who have 7 people living in a 2-bed house. Standard. I think we all know someone who's living in those kind of conditions. And imagine as a young person, we were overcrowded. There's me, you, and Eamon in one room.
I mean, we got along, so it was fine. But
most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time.
Most of the time. There were some scraps. But it was difficult. It was difficult, man. Yeah. Like, you were a bit younger, so I think your experience was a bit different. Me and Eamon, we'll get Eamon on the podcast and he'll testify to that. Like, Mash, I don't know if you were in
I had at one point, 8 of us in a 3-bed. And so I've got, there's 5 siblings all together with mine. So, and me growing up, I got lucky, I'm the eldest. So I always had my own room. So I didn't know the struggle for them. Like, I was living like a king. But my sisters and brothers, like, I've got 2 brothers and 2 sisters in one room.
Wow.
And then it got to a point where when my brother heard about my marriage, he was praying. He was praying. He was like, can't wait till it gets out. And like, but for the first year, I was still in that house. So then obviously my wife came in. So now there's 8 of us in a 3-bed. It's mental. And my brother every day is like, when are you leaving? When are you leaving? Can I get your room? When can I get your room? And then he's scrapping with my older sister, she's the next in line. She's never had a room to her, so she wants the room. For a room. So now everyone's fighting for this bedroom. Like,
it's, you know what? Where I definitely think it's where it gets really difficult is with your kind of personal development, your professional development, and just your well-being as well. Where do you have time to take care of yourself? Because you have no privacy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure Eamon felt the same, because me and Eamon were the ones we didn't get along at times, because I think we didn't have, me and Eamon get along great now. Now that we've got a space, get along so much better. But being in that close environment, especially 3 men effectively sharing one room, we got along for the most part, which is good. And I can imagine how difficult that must be with young people who don't get along so well with their siblings. But even, we got along for the most part, and it was still difficult because you don't have your own space. You don't have your own, when you want to chill in the evening after work or after studying.
Let me check the cameras.
All right.
I'm so paranoid.
You found a good question.
There's a question within the question.
Question within a question. Questionception.
That's why I like it.
All right, then.
All right. So let's move on to this Marwan. So, do you believe that everything happens for a reason? Or do we find reasons after things happen?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Yeah. That's what I was saying, the question within a question.
I don't know. It's a bit of both. Because, this is a hard question to answer.
Could you repeat it?
Do you believe that everything happens for a reason? Or do we find reasons after things happen?
I side with the first bit, that everything happens for a reason, because religiously, I believe everything's up to the will of Allah. Like, my God, everything's up to the will of Him. Nothing happens without His say-so. So that's how I just live my life.
I mean, it's a good way. It's a good way to live your life. I don't even know how to respond to that.
Yeah.
Because
I think that's a question for all of us, not just you, Marwan. That's a very tough question.
But what does... I need to keep looking at this question because it's such a... it's a
heavy question.
Believe that everything happens for a reason, but finding reason is different than it being predestined, right? Because God can have things written for you.
Yeah.
And you can accept that. But that God's not giving you a reason.
No,
you find you interpret your reason.
Yeah.
Right. So everything might be predestined, but that I don't know if that's the same as it happening for a reason.
Having a reason, yeah.
Or because reason is subjective, right? Because God will know the ultimate reason, but you may never understand that.
Yeah. So
in terms of your experience, because let's take a real life kind of thing that might have happened to you. It's I guess this is like a matter of perspective, because this is really kind of more when you start thinking about, okay, is it like, do you want to, like Marwan, you're saying like your approach is like, I'm not even going to try and think about it. It happened. It must have happened for some reason. Because the second part of it is more like whether we want to find a reason for it.
Yeah. And
to find a reason for something means you have to think about it. I think a lot of the times that comes with if you have that introspection, if you're the kind of person that really, because I'm definitely like that. I think a lot about what, because for me, that's the easiest way of dealing with things, is I like to think through it. Okay, what kind of like even when it's bad situations, what are the kind of positives that you can find for this, or has it opened the doors for something else? Will this open the doors for something else? Will you be able to gain something from it? I think the biggest thing is like, I think something that's common with every single person in this world is dealing with death, right? Not to take it that dark, but I think it's the best thing to kind of relate with this, right? Because everyone will deal with it at some point, on some level, even if it's like just a pet, right? On some level, you'll deal with death.
Yeah.
And the implications that whether it happens for a reason, whether you find a reason, and how you find kind of, the passing of somebody close to you might be your way of kind of strengthening your emotional resilience, right? Although it's sad that they're gone, grief is depending on how you process it, you can end up a few different ways, but one of the kind of positive ways is you can come out a stronger, more resilient person or someone with more appreciation. You know what I mean? That person's passing.
Would you say that is a form of finding reason, or getting
that's what I mean. So I think that in terms of the second part, that's finding reason.
Yeah.
I personally think that you find reasons afterwards. I think things are predestined. To an extent. I think where even religiously, I'd love to have a sheikh on here trying to explain this, is something like parallel universes. I'm not trying to go on a tangent, but I'm just saying philosophically, right? Let's say parallel universes exist, right? Then that means that everything is predestined, but that also enables free will, right? Because it means you have free will in this universe.
Yeah, we do.
To do whatever you want. But then where religiously you can find some harmony is in other parallel universes, things are predestined, but in different streams of time, right? So in that way, you can still find, I think it's still applicable religiously to find reason. Sorry, Mash, what were you going to say?
No, so on the line of free will and destiny, I think they go hand in hand, because something is predestined, but where we have free will, we have a choice to kind of make a decision that might divert from what was already predestined. So this is something well, in Islam we call it qadr, right? But a lot of people might get qadr confused, because what qadr can make you think is, okay, well, how can we have free will, choices to do as we please, but then everything's written, everything's already destined? Wouldn't that sound like a contradiction?
Yeah, exactly.
There, right? So that's where free will comes into play. So something might be destined for you. Let's say you got 1 million destined for you in your
Inshallah.
face. It's destined for you to get 1 million, but now you have a choice. Let me go rob a bank and get £1 million, or let me make the choice of work hard, build myself in and get 1 million. And that's where free will comes into play. It's making those decisions.
I think you're a lot more knowledgeable than I am religiously. One of my favorite quotes from the Prophet ﷺ was that somebody came to him, and is the story about the camel, where he kept saying, "Oh, Prophet, my camel keeps running away.
Yeah.
I've been praying to Allah that it doesn't run away." but it keeps going. What does this mean? And the Prophet said, he was like, but I have faith in Allah that the camel's not going to go. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, tie down your camel and then have faith in Allah.
I love that story. I love that story because it shows, it displays you play your part and then God will play his part.
Exactly.
As well. You can't sit around your life, doing nothing and think, okay, well, things are written for me. So if I stay at home, money's gonna come in my bank. I'm gonna get a lovely spouse and a partner. I'm gonna get a lovely home.
Yeah,
and people. Where people
and it's cross religion because I think this is from the Bible, but God helps those who help themselves.
Yeah,
right. Same thing.
I think that is in the Bible.
Same thing.
Yeah.
And it's true. You know what I mean? I think it's a beautiful thing because it definitely pushes like this harmony of you are responsible for your actions and you're responsible for finding reason.
Yeah.
And finding reason for your actions, kind of trying to tie it back to the original question. Yeah. All right. Should we end it there? Or do you wanna take one more question?
I'll have one more question. Why not?
We'll try and let him speak this time. I think we took it off him.
It's fine.
I think if we're going to end on anything, we should end on something kind of related back to LIC.
Yeah. Well, what can we?
I don't know.
Say that relates to Marwan as well. His part in LIC. Because we spoke about his journey.
What do you value most about LIC? Not just for yourself, but also for what you've seen it do for others.
Definitely helping the community. Everybody in the community knows about LIC. They come down. We offer different services, coding classes. We have.
But why? So I'm not so much. We all know LIC offers amazing projects and services. But I think the thing I'm more interested in is why, like the kind of more personal and the internal things, the internal benefits.
Just makes you happy. It brings me happiness, and that's the best thing I could ever ask for is happiness.
Okay, well, he didn't dive into that as much as I thought he would.
Yeah, I thought he would have gone deeper than that. He just
okay.
He found a shortcut.
Happiness.
Like, I'm happy. That's it.
Saeed, I tried.
Yeah,
I tried. I'm gonna have to.
Young people always find a shortcut, isn't it?
I guess work smart, not hard.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. You know what? I asked this question to Mash last when we did our episode, but I want to ask you this. If happiness was the national currency, what kind of work would make you rich?
Charity work. This work.
I see. You copied me here.
No, I'm not copying you, but like charity work, helping other people.
Yeah.
That brings joy to everybody because you're helping somebody and you're also helping yourself spiritually.
But why? I want to tell me more about that. Have you ever had to think that far?
No.
Well, now's your time. Think that far. Like, why does that bring you happiness?
Because you don't know what situation they're kind of going through. That person you're helping might, be suffering from a loss, might be financially suffering, but you help them.
So how does that help you?
Because I know that I've done something good for somebody, and that just makes me.
That makes you feel good.
That makes me feel good. Yeah.
Well, why?
Because I know they're not suffering as much anymore because of me, or because of the things that I've provided for them.
I really want to, because I like digging deep with this, and it's a difficult question to kind of dive deep into if you've not thought about it. I think it's definitely something everybody should really reflect on why things make you happy and why, to take that train of thought. Like, I agree. Firstly, I definitely think LIC, charity work, helping others. I personally never thought I would ever work for charity.
So
never. And now it's the only thing I want to do. I've kind of pretty much permanently, we'll see. You never know what the future holds, but I don't want to do anything that doesn't have a direct impact on the community in a positive way, helping the community in some form or fashion. And digging into that, like for me, the reason why, you're helping others, but for me, the root comes down to my principles, and my like, that's not just religiously. That's also kind of my political beliefs. Political, not necessarily meaning party aligned. I don't align with any party at the moment, but kind of more for me, because for me personally, principally, I think the most important thing in any of our lives is community, because we draw so much positivity from community. It's so vital to our existence. Community is it's a form of happiness, it's a form of survival, it's a form of learning. We learn from each other. Building
relationships, everything.
And that's vital. It's vital because you can't survive without it. And for it goes deeper. It goes into your well-being, your kind of personal nourishment. It nourishes you. Which is why, although it can be hard working at LIC, it's so, the rewarding element of it is knowing that you're doing your bit to better this country, because we're in a tough state right now. It's a really difficult time. And what makes me kind of at peace is knowing that what we're doing, even if it's not just for this community, because there's hundreds of people, thousands of people that we've managed to help, right? But in the scheme of, I don't know how many people are in this country, 60 million people in this country. It's not hitting it, but we're doing our part. And if there's loads of Teviot centers, loads of LICs around the country doing their bit, then we're all good. That's the whole thing. Everybody does their bit. And that's what, for me, that's what's important, because you're doing your bit and you're endorsing it. So for me personally, when I do something, or if I'm going to take part in something, I see it as an endorsement. And for me, an endorsement means I think everyone else should do this. What do you think of that, Mash?
I think you guys spot on.
Yeah.
Utilize your youth centers around you, or your just centers around you.
Yeah. And if you don't have one, do something you get to
find the closest one.
Find the closest, or rally with your local housing association. They got money. These people got money. The amount of rent that they're taking from us, they got money. Talk to them. Get a bunch of your residents, a bunch of your neighbors together, families, friends. Go to them, write them a letter, do some meetings and say, look, we want to do something. One of the things I've been frustrated with in my local area, because I don't have something like right in my block, but one of the things I've been writing loads of letters, which they're just blanking me, my landlord, is we've got loads of patches of like grass and like random trees around in my block.
Yeah.
And I've been writing them letters saying, turn that into like gardening, like something for where people can grow things.
Wow.
Like it's just wasted space. We have so much green space and places we can farm things. Just it's one thing. I don't know if there's something legal that stops people from doing this, but for me, a frustration is like, especially when you see new developments, they just put random bushes and trees around. Why don't you plant like a fruit bush?
I don't understand that.
I don't get
in
that.
In front of our houses, my house as well.
Just around
random
there,
trees and bushes.
just around this Tevia side as well.
What's the point
all
of
the
it?
holly bushes, all the bushes.
Why not use things that you can eat? You know what I mean? Herbs, fruits, vegetables. Why can't you plant a rosemary bush? Rosemary bushes are like they grow exponentially. You know what I mean? Once they've rooted and they've turned into a bush, it's always there. We've got one outside of the center. I think it's rosemary or thyme. And that bush never goes. Like whenever I don't buy, I swear I don't buy rosemary or thyme. I just pick it from there. But that's what we should have more of that. Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Man. Anyway, should we end it there? Because I'm quite hungry.
Same.
Yeah, I think it's lunchtime.
All right, Marwan, do you have any parting words? Anything you want to promote? Do you want to promote yourself, your services, what you're good at?
I'm good at marketing and advertising, photography and videography and editing. Anything to do with marketing. And also utilize your centers.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And by the way, I just want to remind people, our producers, Community Tales, you work for them, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, they're a great company, aren't they?
They're such a good company, man.
High quality work. They always
high quality.
You know, they put community first. They always think about your community and what your angle is. So if you are interested in anything like that, you should hit up our producers.
And I have no boundaries whatever.
Yeah,
So
Marwan's,
actually, I
he's
do have
available.
a few boundaries.
He does. He's available for hire. But yeah, thank you so much for spending.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
How about the outro?
Yeah, well, I need to remind people: make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Actually,
follow.
This is my thing.
That's true. All right, let's let Marwan
Let's
do.
let the content creator do this bit.
Thank you everybody for watching. Make sure you like, follow, and share. And please be sure to DM us if you have any questions or you want to join any of our courses. Thank you.
And if you want to join the podcast, if you go on our link in bio, we've got a guest submission form there. So nominate yourself, nominate someone else. But for now, I've been Mo.
And I've been your co-host Mash.
And thank you for watching.
Bees in a pot.
That's so cringe. Bye.
Bye.